Nerd Takes.
Nerd Takes.
I'm Justin,
I'm John.
joined by Dave,
Neighbor Dave.
and also Brian.
Hola.
Spirit aficionado Brian. I use the word aficionado way too often. Anyway,
Oh, that's all right.
You're ruining it.
Lambert, tell us
Especially
about
with
what we're doing a Nerd Take on today.
So we're doing a nerd take on the Evan Williams 12 year. So this is made by Heaven Hill. And some quick notes on this bourbon. Evan Williams 12 year 101 proof was known as the red labeled Evan Williams export only bourbon that was sold exclusively in Japan. Since opening the Evan Williams experience in downtown Louisville in 2013, consumers have been able to purchase this bourbon at the distillery, and it remains a Japanese export only. So 2 places you can get it, in Louisville and in Japan, or online.
How did we get it?
Bought it online. Pat got it from someone.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Pat, our bourbon dealer.
Pat, our bourbon dealer. So it is 12 years old. It is 101 proof. The mash bill is 78% corn, 12% malted barley, and 10% rye. Same mash bill from our previous nerd takes, the Parker's Heritage and the Heaven Hill 17. All same mash bill. And it was MSRP is $130, and I got this for about $150.
I'm really excited about this because I have had, first of all, I think the Evan Williams, the straight up bottle and bond.
The white
It's
label.
pretty good.
Mhm.
For 20, 30 bucks,
it is
whatever
a solid pour for not that much money.
Yeah, and I will say that many times I replaced the old Jack Daniels with the old Evan Williams back in the day.
Just on accident?
or the old Jim Beam.
Actually, probably on purpose, and it was more cost efficient and also better, frankly.
Yeah.
So let's see. What are we
I
doing
brought
here?
this one time, I thought, for a tasting for us. I have that much left in a bottle, but I thought I brought it one
I'm
time.
not sure I've had this one yet.
It wasn't a nerd take or anything. It was-
Okay.
Well, that's possible.
Okay,
I don't
well,
remember that one.
Private.
This is official now.
So we're gonna
So
do a tasting.
that never
Yeah.
happened.
So we're gonna do nose, palate, finish. I have some notes, but we'll talk about that after we kind of pull our verbs and our description from it, and then see how close we get to, well, the notes that I took, not from Heaven Hill, because you go to Heaven Hill's website. There is no information on this. If you go to the Evan Williams products, this is not listed on that website.
That's pretty shocking.
It's weird. They mentioned they mentioned the bottled and bond, they mentioned the single barrel and the small batch, and then just their straight bourbon, but this is not on their product list, which was odd.
Well, I'll go ahead and start with just a little bit of nose. I'm getting some pretty potent ethanol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I have
it
it
is-
written right there.
Yeah.
It is a fresh crack. We just opened this 5 minutes ago, so that might be the case. It hasn't we haven't given it a
Water
chance to
down in a
breathe.
second, so.
Yeah.
Once you get past the ethanol, though,
Caramel, butterscotch.
pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
Tea.
You just can't get too deep. You kind of
No, yeah, you got to pull
You
back.
can't get the nose too deep in the glass, or else you'll stings the nostrils.
All right. So, Dave, what are you getting on this as far as the nose?
I gave it a 6.5 on the nose.
Oh, you're ranking it. You just give some notes.
Sorry, I thought we were going straight into it. No, it's there's not a lot. I mean, I'm getting over cold, so my nose isn't the best right now. But I had to get in there to start to get it, and that's where I got that first hit of ethanol. But once you get past that, scent wise, I'm not picking up a whole lot different going on.
Yeah, I'm with the ethanol too, and I'm getting a little bit like a burnt sugar smell to it. What about you, Brian? You're the expert
Yeah, I had
here.
caramel, butterscotch, tea, like some iced tea going on. I think the ethanol certainly, rather than going deeper to try and find more aromas, I actually pull back because the higher you get away, the ethanol is going to blow off, and then you can actually kind of pick that up. Another little trick would be to kind of put your hand over it and then, then go back in. But yeah, it's not what I would call simple. The intensity is pretty intensive, even if you take the ethanol out of it, but it's not super complex, at least at this stage, being a fresh crack.
Right.
It certainly opened up when I added a bunch of water to it, and I almost doubled the amount of liquid that was in the glass with water.
I also kind of got some cherries on there as well
Yep.
on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what we're supposed to get.
So the notes, and these are notes from Breaking Bourbon. So
Okay.
again, Heaven Hill didn't have anything on it. charred oak, vanilla, caramel, rye spice, graham crackers, brown sugar, and toasted marshmallows were all the things that they noted. So we're pretty close.
Yeah, I could see those.
Yeah.
What about on the palate? So I'll start with that because I'm glad you mentioned tea on the nose because as soon as I tasted it, I was like, that's the first thing I'm getting. Not even sweet tea, just like straight up black tea. That was one of the first things I got.
Orange
I'm
pico
getting
and
the
black
rye.
tea, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of rye.
I'm getting the rye
Get
spice.
the rye.
I'm eating orange peel. What like the zest of an orange
Okay.
there.
I like it. What are we supposed to get?
I'm not getting any flavor-wise. I'm not getting any of the butterscotch or anything though.
Not as much, no. But it's certainly a good way to lead into the palate.
Yeah.
So they've
I
got
like the way it tastes.
caramel, rye spice, oak, vanilla, cinnamon, brown sugar, and honey.
Okay.
I'm not getting the oak too powerfully.
getting a
you
lot of
know?
the
I mean,
oak either.
I get the influence of the oak, but that's in vanilla and that's in rye spice and things like
Yeah, but
that.
not so pronounced as like other things that we've tried.
Right.
Right. Now, as far as the finish, I've had this. I haven't taken a sip for a little bit, but it's actually for a relatively low proofed bourbon. It's got a really
It lingers.
nice long finish to it.
101, is that right?
101.
Yeah.
Which is, it kind of gives you the burn gets out of the way pretty quickly and then the flavors stick around. So
Yeah.
And one of the things I like is that as that finish goes down, you kind of get that warming feeling.
bit of
just
the Kentucky
slowly,
hug,
it slowly goes down. It's like, okay.
yeah. But definitely tea. I'm
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anything we're supposed to get on the finish there, Lambert?
Cinnamon, sweet oak, vanilla, white peppercorn, and dry leather.
I think I am getting the white peppercorn.
I've never had dry leather before, so I don't know what that is supposed to taste like
maybe
on
just-
the finish.
Or maybe just a leather.
Or leather. Never had
they-
leather either.
They specified dry leather, so I wrote it down.
Never eaten at Outback?
That's
I'd like to apologize
shots fired.
to the Outback Steakhouse.
They're probably listening and watching this. I'm
Oh, yeah. Now you've made an enemy for life.
Right.
Well, I am very pleasantly surprised. I feel like some of these hard to find bottles are, I don't know, often disappointing. Like for like the price point and like for how rare it is to get. But I
And
really
the fact
do.
that you can't find this anywhere except for Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville and Japan is an odd combo for availability.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with this bottle.
Yeah. I've been a fan of this since I acquired that partial bottle that I still have a little bit of. So
All right, let's do some rankings. Dave, you go first.
I gave it a 6.5 on the nose. That ethanol hit was hard to get past. A little bit of water did open it up, but nothing particularly stood out for me.
So you're giving it basically an Empire Strikes Back, Luke.
Yeah, I would.
You're in between
Empire,
Dagobah-
Empire Luke. Yeah, that's a good way to
you're
sum
in
it
between Dagobah and you're in between Hoth.
up. The palette, I'll go with a Stormtrooper Luke. I'm going to up that a little bit. I did appreciate the variety of flavors going on more than the nose blade. And then I give it another Stormtrooper Luke on the finish. I thought it was a nice finish. It, as Brian said, it gave you that Kentucky hug. It kind of sticks with you for a while. You don't feel the need to rush right back to the glass. So
What's your overall score?
overall, I would say I guess I'm gonna go a 7.5. So we're between Dagobah and Stormtrooper.
Okay. I'll go next. I am saying a Dagobah Luke 7. I think that it's really good. I think I'm a harder grader than most. Like I think this is actually probably more like an 8 or 9 range, but I feel like I'm reserving that for like super special ones. This is definitely a good bottle. I'm not sure $130 is something that I would pay for this, but it'd be a cool one to have on my shelf and like break out for fun occasions. So 7.
I'm a little easier although on the nose I'm more Force Ghost, just because
Yeah, it was hard to get past the ethanol.
the ethanol was there and the water helped, but I didn't get a huge amount or like if I'm counting, I want to be able to pick out like several distinct aromas, and I wasn't able to do that on the nose. But to me, that's the only thing that's kind of detracting from it a little bit. So it would definitely be a full-on Death Star attack, Luke. Where are we talking? What's
Red
the
5,
name?
Luke.
5.
Red 5, yeah. Why they didn't go in order, I don't know. But I'm more of a stormtrooper
Okay. As a rating and also just in general in
in
life.
general. In general, yeah.
Just in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a great hiring plan.
And I'm gonna echo you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Dagobah for me. The nose and just and again I'll be curious. I'll let this sit a week and come back to it. It's gonna change. I think the ethanol is gonna mellow out, and this brings up a good point of us like we've talked about it before. Of like some of these things we need to come back to and almost like regrade them just to see like does it still stack up now that it's not a fresh crack, or maybe like our palates have adapted and changed. Would we give it the same rating we would? That's a whole other conversation.
No, we need a nerd retakes.
Right, exactly.
Look at our numbers and be like, let's recalibrate.
And would we rate it the same way?
Because some of the things I ranked early on, I was way too generous. Now that
agree.
I know what I'm doing.
I think it may be
You
a
also
good
raised a
idea
good point about price point.
But it could be a good idea to go through and kind of retaste them on your own and go, all right, these are ones that I've changed my mind, and then focus and do the retakes
Yep.
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in one day too, probably a good idea.
Yeah, great.
Let's do it.
And then let's
Like,
record
I mean-
afterwards and then see how many, see if people can understand what we're saying.
Yeah, if I was to factor in price point, I would probably drop the rating a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
it's fair.
because
That is fair.
for 120, I expect something a little better. But I do like it. So without the price point involved, I'm happy
Yeah,
with
I
my
like this.
rating.
This is kind of my wheelhouse. I like 12 to 15 years old. Anything over 15 gets a little
Over
rancid
Too
or
barrely.
over oaky. Yeah,
Yeah, you run
so,
that risk.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
for
like
sure.
this.
All right, well, there you have it. Evan Williams 12. That's a review.
Dirt takes.
Nerd takes.